Hey guys and girls, it's me Tony from Zero Mods. So I'm just going to show you around the Zero B2. I have been meaning to do this for a while. So there's the B2 with the logo, and that's a Voltrove tank in there. Just have a look at that, it's pretty cool. Zero Mods Australia, some venting, you've got your button here. So let me show you around this thing. Let me just remove this actually. Let's just put that in there so I can, it's just the 510. So this is how we're removing our tank. Silver plated from Protocol Europe, same with the top. So let me show you the mod itself. Okay, so pure solid silver all the way through. You've got a couple of really strong magnets here. You can see over here on the back is indicated positive down. That's at your discretion. I prefer positive down, plus you've got your venting down here. So there's the other corresponding magnets, and here's a little kind of guide that slips into that gap there, and here's a collar that fits in here. So when this thing is fitted together, let me just show you. There's no movement. It's really tight, it's really sturdy, it doesn't fall apart with a battery in there, with a tank in there, it just doesn't. So it works really well. And then basically you're going to, oh, let's lift this guy up. So you're going to line the top up. Let's get that nice and snug, and then bottom, battery in. Let me just grab a battery. Oh, I'm back. So positive down. This does not come apart. It really doesn't. It's strong as. So, and there's no wiggle in it. So there's no cotton in this thing, but we'll just give it a quick hit. Oh no, I could just hear it. I could just hear it heating up the coil in there. But anyway, it hits like a proper silver Mech should hit. So if you were going to keep this in your pocket and you wanted it not to fire, so let me just quickly, I don't need to put this in, but I will, just to show you. If you're going to have this in your pocket, so it's ready, it's firing, you're using this, and then you're like, I want to put it in my pocket or my bag or whatever. All you're going to do is just back this off. Now it's not making contact anymore. Your tank won't go anywhere because, as you can see, this holds it in place, so it's not going anywhere, and it won't fire now. So that can just be safely in your pocket or whatever. That's pretty much your off switch. And then when you're ready to vape, just snug that back up and back in again, right? So pretty basic, pretty simple. You can see the bottom here. I'll just show you so you can see. So obviously this is a 21700, or maybe not obviously, but it is a 21700 mod. You can see there's a bit of spring there in that bottom contact, and also there's a bit of spring in the top contact. So it will take up some slack for you. If you're using shorter batteries, let's say you're using some of the old Mollies, or I don't know, I can't remember, there's some shorter batteries, just get down in there with a pair of curved tweezers and just lift it up. If it ever does kind of feel like it's not making a tight contact, same with the top, you can just get in there with some like curved tweezers, get under the contact and just pull it up a bit, and then it will take up any slack. So I want to show you how we're going to get this button and contact out, and I'll actually show you this, but it's hard to demonstrate on the mod, so I've printed a cutaway so I can show you much easier, but let me just do it here for starters. So, can we see that? So I just basically, I'll take this out and show you what I've done there. Is this thing out of focus? A little bit, yeah, okay. So, I'm gonna get this guy out, okay. So this is the little thing that holds your contact in place down there. The bull nose faces the contact, faces the button, and when it's in there, when you slot it in there, you can just use a screwdriver or whatever you've got. I'm using a coiling rod here. When it's in there, you're just going to push it in and click back and it locks in. And then when you want to remove it, you just got to pull forward and it just releases. So it's pretty easy. Then your contact comes out. All right, there's your contact, pure silver, solid Aussie silver. And then here is your button. The button is actually quite interesting. I wanted to work out how to do this button without it jiggling and carrying on. So what I've done is I've designed it to have a hinge at the bottom, like a hinge style, where it's grabbing. So you can flip that all the way back and flip it all the way forward, and it's on a hinge. So it's pretty cool. So I'm going to show you how to pull this out, put it in and out. But I'm going to show you on this one so I can actually get in there and show you. So do you see these? Is that in focus? Yeah. Do you see these? That's where these rods on the side, bottom of your button go. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to slot one side in. Let me just get this in focus as well. This is hard to do through the camera. It's actually quite simple to do when you know what you're looking for, but it's hard to show. So I've got one leg in, right? And the other one is sitting on top, like so, right? And then you're just going to push down and you hear that click, that's in. Now you're just going to test that it goes back and forth nicely, and it does. And then when you want to remove it, you're just going to bring it out and that's it. So that's basically how you do that. And while we're here, I will demonstrate this guy for you. Now it doesn't work as well if there's no contact in place. So let me put a contact in there, because if there is no contact in place, there's no resistance. So this, you drop this in from the top, right? Actually, let me do this. So you see that contact's in place there? It's got like a little groove where it sits. So then you've got that. Let me get this out of the way. Okay, see those front legs? They've tucked under. They've gone in and tucked under there, that one and that one. So then, I'm looking at the camera and I can't aim. And then you're just going to push back, and then that's locked in. And now all 4 feet are down and locked in. That contact won't go anywhere. And then when you want to remove it, and out, and then you can take your contact out. So I'll reassemble the actual mod now. If you ever want to increase your resistance against your button, you're just going to pull this back, right? And that's just going to push against the button. Pretty self-explanatory. So you can see that sits inside a rail there, like a cutout, so it's going to be straight all the time. So you don't have to worry about it like not being in the right position. So this is how I do it. I just grab this, pick it up, and I'll drop it in there, nose down, like that bull nose facing the contact and the button, right? Oh, sorry, my hand's in the way and you can't see what I'm doing. So, okay. So do you see those 2 front legs are tucked down behind in their little gap, and then you just push that back and that's it. That's locked in. Right? It's that simple. And then if you need to center this, you can, if you need to center your contact to the middle of the button, like, I mean, it's centered, but like, let's say you're being fucking around with it, you can just pull it left or right until it's in the middle, and then you're good to go, right? So then battery in, mod in, tightened up, tank in and everything tightened up. There you go. So you've got airflow, airflow, airflow. There's a gap, a little gap between the back of the Boro tank and the wall here. So if you've got some kind of re-airflow going on, I don't even know if they still make that style, but you know, it will even do that. You see, there's tons of airflow here. So there's no restriction. You can easily use any tank in here, I imagine. And that's it, man. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of what's going on here. All right, guys. Thanks for your time. Cheers.